All right, you guys, are you ready to get started? I'm super pumped for this team call. My name is Ashley. I'm an Elite 1, Platinum Black 3, and we have an amazing lineup for you guys today. So a couple things I want to cover first before we get into some really awesome tips that I have for you guys. There's a couple things. So first of all, new product launch. Hello, the most amazing products. I mean, I haven't been here since the product launch. I wasn't here for the collagen, for the lean body. I guess I was here for the 5-day drop, and that was phenomenal as well. But this, I think I saw where we sold like $3.5 million in 7 days. These products are literally the creme de la creme. I have never, like, for me, and having crazy intense sugar cravings, I have never been so satisfied with a product helping me feel full and satisfied, lower the sugar cravings, help me not binge eat at nighttime. I take this with dinner, by the way. I'm sure all of you know by now. You take it, you add it to your water, you shake it, you drink it. You don't let it sit, right? Or you're going to be pretty upset. You've got to chug this stuff. And the Sculpt is amazing as well. I love this after a workout. My friend Jeniifer said take it after a workout. This is where your muscles are going to soak up the BCAAs. I love these products. I can't wait, you guys, till we get this in every single person's home. This is absolutely amazing. The new mentorship program. I think probably all of us are a part of this mentorship program. A little tip I learned, have your measurements before you go in to do your weekly Zoom so you can get all that stuff entered at the end and screenshot the QR code in case, because I know there was a couple people who had missed that. But super, super pumped to be able to offer the extra $10 as we sell the body composition systems, as we complete our mentorship program. What do we got? 7 more weeks. Super pumped. I love it. The new transformation group. By the way, if you did not know, I am actually dumbfounded by the amount of people that I've talked to who did not know inside their box is where your QR codes are to get your starter guide, the system overview, to join the transformation group that we have set up for you guys. It is phenomenal. There are so many amazing recipes in there. You guys, make sure you're very active in there. Like, if you try somebody's recipe, like, post below, let people know. Like, get lots of engagement going inside that group. It is phenomenal. There's so many customers in there. We want these people to be lifelong customers. So go in there, participate, check out the recipes. It's full of so much value. I'm super grateful for it. I love it. I love it. Okay, next thing. I hope to see all of you guys in Houston, Texas at SRC March 6th through the 9th, okay? You guys can go into your shiftingretail.com account, go to events, find the SRC, and grab your ticket. Just yesterday, my friend Annette said that the hotels were, like, all that was left in this specific area where the venue is were king beds. So you guys don't want to miss out. Go in there and get your rooms, get your ticket. We're going to all meet up at SRC. It's going to be the best time ever. So I cannot wait to see you guys there. And also, kind of the last things here that you might want to write down, we have an opportunity Zoom starting Sunday, so tomorrow, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. This is for all of your business prospects. It's a social retail, inside the social retail group for all of your business prospects, it'll be live. So anybody who's interested in the business, invite them to the social retail group. We are starting 7 p.m. on Sunday, okay? It's going to be amazing. And then, last but not least, Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 Mountain. I'm Mountain Time, so that's how I go off of things. There is going to be a leadership training for all of our new social marketers. Okay, we just had this, $100 off promo. All these people, you guys, you've got to get them invited to this Money Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern with John and Nadia. It's going to be an amazing leadership training. They are super fire. Alone together, it's even better. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you get all of your new social marketers, everybody you've just enrolled the last, who cares, however long it's been. Get them in there with 1 p.m. Mountain Time with John and Nadia. It's going to be phenomenal. Okay. So I think we got most everything out of the way here. Just in case you guys have no idea who I am, my name is Ashley. I have been kind of in the network marketing scene since 2015. 2015, it was brought to me the opportunity of being able to make income from home. And as a stay-at-home mom of 3, I was like, there's no way. Like, stay-at-home moms can make income? Like, how do we have time for that? And I kind of played around with it for a little while. It was like my hashtag side gig, right? Like, it was like a hobby. It wasn't really a business. I played around with it for 6.5 years. I was actually with a different company. And within this company, there was really no systems, no duplication. And a lot of it was about recruiting. And I'm going to just tell you what I used to say back then that I would never say now, but I was a terrible recruiter. And it was all about recruiting recruiters to recruit. If you didn't put people in specific areas in your business and they didn't spend a specific amount of money, you didn't get your paycheck, which was like really hard for me. I'm like, wait, I got to comment my paycheck. I need this comment my paycheck. Like, I'd have to call people at the end of every month and be like, hey, how are you? You know, pretend to do small talk when really I was just there to be like, hey, are you going to like place your order because you told me you were going to do this as a business. You didn't place your order. You're not going to get a paycheck. Oh, and by the way, neither am I, right? So it was very uncomfortable, obnoxious. I'd have to make these calls and text messages at the end of every single month. And then you know what? People started being like, well, you know, I don't really know what to do. I can't get people interested, so I'm not going to place an order. Well, if I wanted a paycheck, I had to go in there and place an order for them. So there was months where I would spend $800 placing their orders so I could get my $1,400 paycheck. That was like literally how I lived and I'm like, this is how this works, right? Like, I'll just have to get used to it, whatever. It's going to take a really long time to get to the top and make any money. So in the meantime, I was scrolling through TikTok. I had just got on TikTok. This is the funniest thing. I had Facebook forever, just got on TikTok, ran across John and Nadia, and they were in like Bali or something. I don't remember, Egypt. I don't remember, but he was talking about how he just earned a trip for his company. You know, he's so grateful. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm over here calling people at the end of every single month, placing orders so I can get a paycheck. Like, how is he earning all these trips and the top income earner? Like, who is he? And I remember thinking, like, well, he's probably too busy to talk to me, but I also don't care. So I sent him a message. And I'm like, hey, who are you? And I kid you not, in 30 minutes, we were in Facebook Messenger, texting back and forth, and I was chatting with him. He sent me some products. I tried them. I loved them. He's amazing at following up. The next day, I ended up becoming a social marketer, got my first customer in 24 hours, got a comment on my paycheck the very first day, the very first month in the industry, or in this business. And since then, I am so grateful that I said yes to this amazing opportunity. It's not only changed my life, but also my family's life. I get to say yes more. Like this month, because of this opportunity, we're going to Oregon. I get to pay to take my family to Oregon for like this whole Halloween fun thing we're going to do. And then I earn the trip to Cabo. So we don't just have one, but 2 trips that I get to pay for to take my family on to go make memories and eat tasty food and have fun together, which for me, like, that's what it's all about. I want to be able to say yes more. I want to be at every single event. And because of our systems, our duplication, our phenomenal leadership, we have every single thing here that anybody could want if you were looking for an amazing opportunity. And it's all health and wellness based, clean label ingredient products. I love weight loss and protein. Like, that's my favorite thing to talk about. I get to talk about that every single day here. And it's just completely and totally changed my life. I'm so grateful for this amazing opportunity. And I want to share with you guys something really fun that we've actually been doing for the last 3 years. This is going into the 3rd year, which I said I've only been here for 2.5 years in November. But I came in May. And in the first November 2022, I did this. November 2023, I did this. And now, October. I started it in October because you guys know that November is the biggest month of the year. If you guys are wanting the commas in your paychecks, you need to start your VIP boards this very second as soon as you get off of this call, okay? So I did it both Octobers, and here's how this works. Okay, I call it a VIP board. You can get creative. I'm not the most creative person, but you can chat GPT and be like, hey, what are like 10 other names for a VIP board, you know, whatever that I can use, and you can find a fun creative name. I'm sure like there's so many creative people on here I can only imagine, but you don't have to do this on a board. You can do this on your door, on a mirror, on the back of your chair, wherever, okay? But I have a board. I've had this whiteboard from Walmart. It was like $10. I got a $21 stand at Hobby Lobby, and I got this little setup. And every time I do a live, or I'll do like a video or stories, like there's all sorts of ways to promote it. But I have these little sticky notes. And I learned from my last couple of years, you buy the mini sticky notes, not the big ones, because you're going to fill up your board. You will, 100%. But big sticky notes take up more room, okay? So we get these little sticky notes, and we put them on these boards. And when I go live, for example, I'll tell people, have you got on my VIP board yet? You have to get on this board because it's free. Number one, you're going to know when all the deals launch in November. November is Black Friday month. There's going to be phenomenal deals, tons of freebies. You will be the first person to know the second I know when these deals launch. Number two, I have weekly giveaways. Anybody that gets on my board, which again, it's free, we have these awesome weekly giveaways, and you get to be part of that. Every single week we're doing this until our deals launch into the middle of November, okay? And here's what happens. Okay, when people message, and I tell them comment below VIP, get on my board for free. You're going to be the first to know the second everything launches in November, and you're going to be part of my weekly giveaways. The weekly giveaways are whatever the heck you want them to be. Okay, so well, first I'll go into when they message me VIP. Okay, this is what I do. I send them a link to get a free account attached to me. That's the first thing you're doing. You're getting free accounts, number one, okay? I tell them, you're going to be the first to know as soon as everything launches, grab your free account, let me know your color. You got your sticky notes color, you tell them the 4 or 5 colors you have. They choose a color, you write their name down, you put it on a board. And I let them know every Sunday at this time I'm going to be live. Come watch. You have 30 days if you win to collect your prize. It's going to be so much fun. We're giving away so many fun things, and I'll give them ideas of what I'm giving away, okay? And then the last step, after they've got their free account, I've got them on my board, is I tell them, hey, any purchases that you do are going to get you an extra entry on my board, okay? So people are like super pumped. They're like, oh, I can get more entries? Let me tell you what, you guys. From doing this last year, I had a lady that entered the board like 5 times. She ordered 5 different times, like each month, in October and in November. That lady right now is a team leader, platinum, and you're going to hear from her today on this call. You never know what's going to come from this VIP board. You could have people become your social marketers, your next elites. They could find you your next elites because you can do referral posts. As you guys have challenges and different things going on all the time, like you're going to continue, as these people are purchasing all these products, you guys, the next step, what's your next challenge? What are you going to do? Do you want to do like an 8-week drinking more water challenge and showing them how you can drink Curb and Revitalize or whatever? You can do a walking challenge. You want to do a mental wellness challenge. You want to do a 7-day workout challenge. Who cares? Like something where you can incorporate your products in there so people are using all the products that they just purchased from you, okay? Anyways, so the purpose of the board, you tell them to comment below VIP. You help them get their free account. You help them, you get them up on the board, and you let them know if they purchase, they get more entries onto your board. And then you show up every week when you say you're going to show up and you do your lives. And you can start talking. You can start off your live by talking about the brand new product that's going to help them produce GLP-1 naturally and how the test study group dropped 550 pounds in 90 days. Who cares what you're talking about? But you're going to pick something fun, your favorite topic, talk about it, and then you're going to do your giveaways. My giveaways are cash prizes, cards, and I'm going to give away some Curb and some Revitalize and just whatever little things I have lying around, probably collagen chews, probably not the collagen chews, anything that I can send with a stamp or just send for free, like Venmo, free cash. That's what I'm going to do. You guys reach out to your elite upline and be like, hey, I want to do a VIP board. Do you have anything extra that you can help me out with? Like maybe it's product or like $5 or $10. You guys, if you're brand new and you have no product and you have no money and you want to do this, you can reach out to your upline and see how they can help support you. They're always going to be willing and happy to help support you, okay? My husband was like, I'll give you $100 so that you can use in your giveaways. And I'm like, heck, go to your spouse. Be like, hey, babe, like, I'm going to totally crush this VIP board so we can crush November. Like, how can you help? However, whatever you want to give away. Maybe it's Stanley Cups. Maybe it's Starbucks gift cards. Who cares? $10 in Venmo cash, right? Whatever you guys want to do. Make it really fun. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. But hopefully I covered all the things for that. If you guys have questions, just let me know. I mean, you can't do that here, but you can private message me. But you guys go crush this. I know it's going to be amazing. Okay, Now is time to meet the rest of the team, okay? So I'm going to actually bring on here my pal, Shannon, who is a total freaking rock star. You guys, Shannon enrolled 30 days ago. She hit team leader and platinum 1 in 30 days in this business. She works full time. She has a family. You guys have to stop making excuses. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Shannon, are you there?
I am, Ashley. Good morning.
Hello. I'm super pumped that you are here with us today. Shannon, can you share more about you and like kind of how you found More Dare? Like just let us know. I know you're from Alaska. I haven't met her yet, guys. I cannot wait to meet her hopefully next month, Shannon.
I feel as though we're already besties, Ashley. We talk so much. So you guys,
Yeah.
I will tell you a little bit about my story. I am from Alaska. It is amazing up here if you guys ever have a chance to visit. Maybe More Dare will take us here someday, right? But I do want to share a little bit. So I lean into Ashley on a daily freaking basis. If there's a day that goes by that Ashley and I aren't chatting, I feel as though there's a void in my life, okay? So I want you guys to realize, lean in, because that's what they're there for. And then we also need our people to lean into us, because that's what we're here for as well. So a little bit about me. I actually started in the network marketing business 20 freaking years ago. I was in college, and it was 2004. I'm in college looking for like a side hustle, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life because I was going to school full time. I saw this ad in a newspaper. Yes, I'm dating myself. Saw this ad in a newspaper saying, hey, do you want to earn money? Come join us at this address. So I texted my cousin, and I was like, think I'm going to go check this out, see what it's all about. Hopefully they don't want me to sell knives, right? And so I get there, guess what? It's all about selling knives. Did I sign up? Yes. Hell yes. I crushed it. I absolutely made a killing, okay? But then I was like, okay, well, that was fun. I'm over it. I'm done. I had sold knives to everybody that I could possibly sell knives to. I didn't want to get into the position where I was meeting all of these strangers, because at that time it was kind of shifting to where the world was a little bit more uncomfortable, right? I didn't want to go house to house anymore based on referrals. Like, it just felt icky, so I dropped out of it. I had dabbled in a few other areas as well, companies that I was like, oh, join in with us. We're just starting up. Well, those companies no longer exist. There was a reason they were just starting up, and they fizzled just as fast as they came to be. It was out of necessity that I had actually joined a couple of those companies. I was in a horribly awful relationship with my ex-husband, my children's father, to where he had his issues, and in order for us to stay afloat, in order for us to stay financially sound, I had to do these side hustles. I had to take time away from my family. I had to put extra time into helping others and serving others. Was I really helping and serving, though? Absolutely not. I was there for the paycheck. I needed the money. I needed to pay the bills. So it was completely out of necessity that I hung out in these other areas where I never really felt that I belonged. But I hung out there because of necessity. And I needed to do that because that's what we have to do. That's what moms have to do. That's what, members of households have to do. And so after I got out of that relationship, I was like, whew, okay, got my kids. We're figuring this out. I had a really good job. Everything was great. And then a few years later, I met my husband that I have now, and he's amazing and wonderful. He contributes to us financially. He contributes, to our family. I ended up going back to school, and I finished my bachelor's degree, which, opened up so many more opportunities in the corporate world for me. So that was amazing. That was awesome. But I still was like, well, what else could I do, right? What else brings me joy without taking away from my family? So we continued that for a little while, and then I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I just landed this amazing, huge corporate job last January, so going on almost 2 years. Mind-blowing, love it. The money is there, right? And ended up getting my master's degree because I was getting no help from my supervisor, and so I felt that I was in this role, and I was like, okay, well, if you're not going to teach me how to do it, I better get my master's degree to figure out how to do it, you know. And so, of course, with a master's degree comes a little bit of bump in pay, everything like that. But still, at the end of the day, I felt as though something was missing. And all throughout this time, you know, I had done other network marketing companies trying to figure out where I fit in. I helped people lose weight with packaged meals for a while, and, you know, I lost weight with packaged meals for a while until you stop eating those packaged meals, and then the weight comes back on, and it's this whole yo-yo thing. And so I've been struggling with weight, you guys, for my entire adult life. It started in high school. I was super fit, best shape of my life, and then I had knee surgery, and then it was just kind of that downward spiral from there. And so what I really want to get at, though, is you're always looking at where do you belong? Where do you fit in? What can I do to support my family? What can I do to support myself? How can I continue to grow? Because if you're like me, you're a lifelong learner, okay? So I have multiple degrees, everything like that, but I still felt as though there was something more that I could do. So in March of this year, I joined yet another network marketing company. And I was like, awesome, these guys have super cool products and tools and amazing. This is great. This is wonderful. I joined. I made good money. I won't say it was great money, but I joined and I made good money. But I wasn't aligned with them. And it was one of those things where I felt icky at the end of the day. Are they an icky company? No, absolutely not. I still absolutely love some of the tools that I have from them. They are not an icky company. But the way we were handling business on a daily basis made me feel deep in my soul that I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't showing up as my best self. I was being a spammy Tammy. And I've worked so hard, Ashley, throughout all my years to not be that spammy Tammy. I wasn't when I sold knives. I didn't feel as though I was a spammy Tammy. I just ran out of a customer base because when you get a knife that lasts forever, well, you know what? That really screws you in the long run on making more money on those same customers.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was funny because with this other network marketing company, they're like, ooh, we're going to take a John Melton class. And I was like, okay, cool. Who's he? Sounds good. So we take this John Melton class, and apparently John Melton is like this really cool guy. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever, dude. Well, he really is a cool guy. And his wife's name is Nadia, and my daughter's name is Nadia. And I'm like, dang, I'm feeling something here, right?
Yeah.
And so we take this John Melton class, and we hear from Ashley Dawes, and we hear from Michelle Dvorak. Probably botched her last name, but she's a rock star too. And we hear from all these people, and they're real people. And they're showing up as their most authentic self on a daily basis. And what I heard the entire time throughout this John Melton training that my other upline had highly recommended we take so that we could put things into place in our current business that John Melton and his team were already doing, was that there is a better way. There is a way to show up as your true, authentic self. There is a way to help so many people that struggle with the same things that every single one of us is dealing with. So, needless to say, I hung out in that other side hustle for a few months, and then I was like, this is icky. Well, I had been stalking Ashley Dawes for quite a while, and I'm like, I just click with her. I just like her. Her story is awesome. Her story is similar to mine. Apparently, we're the same age. Ashley's a little older. And so I just loved how she showed up. I loved how authentic she was. I loved everything about her. And so I had sent her a message and was like, okay, so give me the skinny. What's this going to cost? Something along those lines. And I also told her, Ashley, I really don't want to sell this right now because I am still kind of married to my other company, and it just feels weird, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. And so she said, that's okay. Let's just get you signed up. Let's start getting you the results that you need. You guys, I made a post like as a, I did something scary kind of post, and I immediately started making ranks. I immediately started showing up as my true, authentic self. I told Ashley, don't post my picture anywhere because I don't want people to know that I joined Modere. And she was like, okay, Shannon, I'll meet you where you're at. And that's all I needed to hear, you guys. I then divorced my other company. I'm still friends with some of those people. It can happen. You can still be friends with people even though you're no longer working with them. And at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills. I pay my bills. I show up as my most true, authentic self. I lean in to the tools that Ashley and crew have put out in front of me. You know what, you guys? I sit there and I watch Ashley's reels, and I'm like, dang, girl, you're so good. Let me make this my own now. And she's like, go for it. Make it your own. And so I do. So you'll see a lot of similarities between Ashley's reels and my reels because everything is there for us. Everything is duplicatable. We're able to show up as our most authentic self while using things that have already been created for us. We don't have to be spammy tammies. We have the awesome, cool things about being able to make ourselves healthier, show up as our best self, show up for accountability, put your story out there into the world, and as you continue to get healthier, as you continue to improve, even if you don't have weight to lose like I have, you're still able to show up better. You're still able to show up more mentally charged. You're still able to show up as your best, most authentic self, and by golly, people notice. And so I'm still freaking flabbergasted that I'm team leader, Platinum 1, after 30 days in this business. Had you told me that was a possibility, I would have told you you are crazy. But all I did is I've leaned in and I've said, Ashley, I've got big dreams. Do I love my corporate job? Absolutely. Do I work more than 40 hours in a week? Every single week, yes, on my corporate job. But on my side hustle, I know that I'm building a legacy for my family. I know that I will eventually have that time freedom that I need and that my family deserves of me. And I know that I can help other people. And at the end of the day, if I can even help one person crush their goals or feel better about themselves or show up better for themselves or for their families, I absolutely know that I'm in a company that I am fully aligned with. And that's what I found with Modere. And I cannot thank you enough, Ashley, for letting me lean into you on a daily basis. And I can't freaking wait until I actually get to meet you in person and I don't have to ask a boss if I can have time off. I can't wait to say, hell yeah, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I'll be there any second. Let's meet up. I can't wait because that is, I know where I'm going with Modere.
Yes, girl, I love you. That was so amazing. I don't even have to. I know like so many people are going to relate to everything that you just said. You guys, just in case you don't know, Platinum 1 is 5,000 volume. 5,000 volume, plus that's $200 in product credits that she got as well. Team leader is 3,000 volume. I think she got, did you get 4 social marketers last month?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 4 social marketers. Like, do you guys know? I didn't recruit at all. I mean, I did hit team leader. I guess I got, well, I said, what do you have to have? I guess I had my 1 social marketer, whatever. I hit team leader my very first month. I didn't recruit again for like a year and a half. It's like, oh, I don't want to. And she literally got like 4 people in 1 month. That's amazing. Shannon, just for the sake of time, like I wanted to go back over all this, but we'll connect one-on-one. I love it. I love your story. Can you share with us, like, what is like your ultimate, your top tip on how you got so many people, 5,000 volume your very first month. How did you get so many people interested? And like, what is your biggest tip?
Ashley, I lived my story out loud. I showed up when I was scared, and I showed up vulnerable. I did those lives, which are always, they're never fun to do. I made my posts, which are never fun to do. Sometimes they're fun and awesome, but I just showed up. At the end of the day, I just showed up, and that's all it takes, even on the days that it's really hard.
Yes, I totally agree. Like, especially as someone who's working full time, and you're still doing, there's extra schooling that you're doing right now too, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm still in another graduate program right now. So in addition to working full-time, doing that, having this awesome support on the side and being able to still hang out with my family and loving on them every second of the day, it's amazing what you can do in the smallest bits and pieces and pockets of time. I had originally thought that I needed to have 2 hours set aside no matter what. I originally thought that I had to work all the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, complete full days, and really it's working in pockets of time, you guys. Everyone has 15 minutes here and there.
Yes, I totally agree with that too, and I love it. Like when I talk to people who are full-time, I'm like, yes, you got to do it in your pockets. First thing in the morning before your feet hit the ground. Last thing at night before your head hits the pillow. Maybe lunch break. Maybe that's when you're sitting on the toilet. Who can you send a message to?
Yes.
Who can you follow up with? Yes, I love
One
it.
last key thing that I do have to say really quick, Ashley, is show up to team training calls, show up to power hours, because they really do. On those weeks where you're like, I just don't want to show up today, I just don't want to put in the work, you show up to those team training calls, and Michelle or Ashley will make you do your deeds.
Yes, we love those. Shannon is on like every single power hour, and you know what? She's the only person on my team who sends me a check mark of everything completed at the end of the week. And every single week I get a picture from Shannon from our power hours. Like that right there show like she is doing the dues, you guys, and it's all right there for you. So Shannon, I want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I wish we could sit here for like 2 hours and chat, but we will soon. You have the best day ever. Thank you for being on here. Okay.
Thanks, girl.
So, yes, absolutely, Shannon. See you later. All right, you guys, next. I'm super pumped for you to meet my friend, Annette. I have to tell you, this is the woman, when I was doing my VIP boards last year, she entered, it was like 4 or 5 times each month. She told me, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm all about, like, winning stuff. Like, when we went to, we just got back from Las Vegas, SRC in Las Vegas, they were giving away a box of curb, and you have to go do push-ups. And that's like, dude, I don't do push-ups, but I'm going to go up there and I'm going to try to win that. She went up there and she tried her dangdest to win that box of curves. She loves, sometimes you're going to find people like that. And it's not even that it's not just that she loves freebies. She's also teachable, coachable, willing to learn and grow. Just this month, she hit platinum. She's a team leader platinum. She's a total rock star. Annette, are you there?
I am here.
Hello. Super pumped to here, you guys. So much fun. Annette, can you tell us, tell us everything about you, how you found Modere, what's your story? Have you ever done anything like this before?
I have never, ever done anything like this before. As a matter of fact, just real quick, my dad sold life insurance, and he was all about forever, and he was all about sales. And growing up, I would say, I am never getting into any kind of sales of any kind. And here I am.
That's awesome.
But truly, I don't look at what we do as sales. I look at what we do as helping people, and that's what makes it different for me. But to get started, I first want to say that I am truly grateful to be on this call this morning. I have listened to so many of these calls and learned so much from every single one that it's an absolute honor to me that all of you are taking time to listen today. So thank you very much. I have been a social marketer for the past 5 months with Modere, but truly they have been some of the greatest 5 months ever for me. I am 56 years old.
Customer?
Well, I started purchasing in October, which is when you started, just before you started that VIP list.
Okay, yes, okay. Cool.
Cool. So, I purchased the Lean Body System first, and then right after that, you started talking about the 5-day drop, and so then I was like, well, I have to have that too now, and then something, I was like, well, gosh, I have to have more entries on that board. It's such a big board. So I just kept buying things so I could get on the board. But I won the greatest Stanley Cup from you that I will cherish forever.
That was awesome.
But getting back, so I am 56 years old. I will turn 57 later this month. I'm truly not aging gracefully, and I'm definitely not going down without a fight, so I'm hanging on to 56 as long as I can. I grew up in the Midwest, although I've lived here in Alabama for the last 17 years, and so this is where I call home. I'm a single mom to a beautiful grown-up daughter who is 27. She's currently living in Denver, working as a pharmacist in a residency program. And that makes me a single empty nester. So, but even though I'm extremely busy, I have a full-time job that I work as an executive assistant to the CIO of a children's hospital here in our area. I have which let me just say too, I absolutely love my full-time job. You can't ever have a bad day when everything you do is to help the kids and the physicians who care for them. Mm-hmm. So it is a true blessing, my position. But I also work part-time for a billing specialist for a physical therapy office. And then I'm extremely plugged in with my church and volunteer there. So I'm an extremely hard worker. Some people have called me a workaholic in years past. I choose hard worker. But my world has always been basically surrounded by my jobs and my daughter, and just doing the best I could do to provide the best life for the two of us. So I've always worked really hard. I also always thought that I was happy and fulfilled because I worked so hard. But I know now that back then I really didn't know what being happy and fulfilled was really all about for me. I didn't know it yet. A few years back, I was 51 or 52. I weighed close to 200 pounds, 196.4 to be exact. I will never, ever forget those numbers. And I truly was not happy with myself. I showed up at work with a smile on my face. I worked really hard. I raised a daughter. I smiled through it all, and I loved being a mom. I love still being a mom. I mean, I will always be a mom, but inside, I did not like myself. I've always struggled with my weight since I was a child. I have done everything to try and lose weight. I have counted points. I have counted calories. I've counted macros. I've eaten prepackaged food. I've added water to dust and pretended it was food. I grabbed onto every single trend out there. And, yeah, I lost weight. But as soon as I stopped doing whatever I was doing for whatever reason, even though I would continue eating as healthy as I could, I would still gain it all back and then some. So in addition to the weight, I had what I called and still call old lady aches and pains. I had back pains, knee pains, ankle pains. I mean, everything hurt all the time. And then it was right around that same time that my dad was diagnosed with dementia and Parkinson's. And I remember sitting down at the table with my daughter, and we both said, it is time to get healthy. My goal and my intent was to be as healthy as I could possibly be so that I could be here for my family as long as I possibly can. And the direction I was going was not a good direction. So I once again jumped on the most popular weight loss trend that was out there, and it worked, and I lost some weight. And then the quote-unquote coupons stopped, and I could no longer afford that trend. And once again, I started to gain some weight. So with that month, one night, I was sitting, it was, again, October of last year. I was sitting on the couch scrolling Facebook, and I scrolled right up on the best thing I've ever watched in my entire life, and that was a replay of Ashley May Dawes. And this video resonated with me like nothing else I'd ever seen. I couldn't even sleep that night. I scrolled through, talk about stalking. I think we all stalk you. I watched all of your videos. I watched every single live, every single day, and then I'd watch the same replay multiple times that same day. It was absolutely insane, but that is when I purchased my first lean body system, and then a couple weeks later, the 5-day drop. I started following Ashley's tips on how to turn your body into a fat-burning machine, and I was absolutely amazed at how the inches fell off. I lost my last 20 pounds that I had put back on again, and I've been able to keep that off and lose more since then until now. I feel better today at 56 than I did when I was in my 30s.
Wow.
I literally became Modair's poster child customer. If Ashley told me to jump up, I jumped up. Whatever she said to do, I did. And it was in December, so it was just a couple months later, that Ashley reached out about the idea about the business side of things. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Because real quick, too, when I first started buying the products, I said to my sister, but don't worry, I'm not getting involved in selling or anything like that. I just believe the products will work for me. So I talked to Ashley about my time and all my jobs and things that were going on, and she said, really it's about, what you put into it, a little time here, a little time there. And I thought, well, let me think about it. And then I had some things come up that caused me to have to continue to say no, and my father did pass away in February, and so that was not a good time then. And so thankfully, Ashley didn't give up on me. She continued to reach out. She continued to check up on me. I continued to order the products. But a couple months later, I knew it was time. And I knew in my heart and in my gut it was time. So I reached out to her. We got me going. And I think it was like I reached out and I said, okay, I'm ready. And it was late. And she was like, all right, well, look into this and we can talk about it tomorrow. I'm like, no, let's do it tonight. I want to do it tonight. I'm ready now. So I signed up. I had never done anything like this before. I mean, anything that I posted on Facebook. I was a great poster on Facebook, but that was it. I knew there was one thing I would have to do, and that was just the scariest thing for me, and that is the lives. And let's just be honest here, it is still an issue for me. But every day I'm continuing to work on this. I practice all the time. but I will get there, and that is okay. I will get there.
Hey, you got to where you are without even doing lives.
Well, that is true. That is true. But imagine what I could do if I start. But like I said, it has been now about 5 months since I joined Modere. I can tell you today that it was the best yes I have ever said. It's kind of every month that I have ranked up, I was always amazed because, truthfully, I didn't ever think I would rank up. My goal was bronze. Just get me just one rank, and I was going to be so excited, and I was so excited. And then I hit silver, and then every month I'd say, I just want to hit bronze, and then I'd hit bronze, and I'd go, okay, if I hit silver, I'll be so happy. And so those were my goals, and then all of a sudden this month I hit team leader platinum, or this last month. And what I learned from those 5 months of being so excited about my lower ranks is I learned to never limit myself anymore. I have big plans for myself here with Modere, and I will reach those goals. I love what I do. I love my corporate jobs. But Modere has become my passion. And to be able to help others has been the most rewarding thing for me ever. There will always be people who don't think you're going to exceed at something new. I've run into that. And some people won't be shy about sharing that with you. Mm-hmm. But it isn't our job or place to live in their heads. It's our job to continually strive to grow and make ourselves better while helping others.
Yes, Annette, I love that. Go ahead.
I've had to learn it the hard way. I mean, it held me back a little bit, but I'm a different version of me today than I was 4 years ago. I mean, for that matter, I'm a better version of me today than I was just 5 months ago. Like I said, I still have my full-time job. I still have my part-time job. But I now have a passion in something that I love that is helping me grow. My plan is to continue growing my business now with Modere so that when the day comes that I retire from my current full-time job, I can still work my passion from home and have full-time pay. And maybe even, since I'll be retired, work my job from my bed in my pajamas before I go to sleep, which is what I do now half the time.
Yes. No, I love that. Annette, what's your biggest tip for that? Since you work full-time, you have so much going on. Can you share with us, like, your number one, for the sake of time,
yes.
biggest tip? Like, give us your biggest tip.
Sure. My biggest tip, well, my number one tip is to always follow your upline's advice because they know what to do. They know what they're talking about. They know how to help you. But what I do think is for each of us individually is that we need to continually put ourselves out there, continually post, do lives, continue to get your thoughts and what you're doing out there. Because I will tell you today, this morning, I had a friend from high school. She messaged me. I haven't seen her since high school. And she placed an order this morning because she said, I want to see what you're doing that has helped you to lose weight. I want what you have. And just before this call started, I got a message that said, okay, I'm ready to start. What do I need to do to start losing weight? So these are people I haven't talked to in forever, but they have seen what I'm putting out there online. So continue working, continue putting yourself out there. I do it at night before I go to bed. like you said earlier, sometimes I've done it in the bathroom on a break. I have jumped up. My phone goes to the bathroom and see every single time.
Yes.
But it's just fitting things in when you can. Yeah, and that's all you can do. And never get down on yourself because you can't do more because you're working, because you can do what you can do when you get off work.
Yes. No, I love that. I love that, Annette. I love everything that you said, and I love how you're like, I'm not gonna, like, telling your sister, it's okay, I'm not gonna, be part of this, like, sales or anything, and dealing with, people being like, oh, really, like, you're doing that, like, is that a scheme, whatever, to, like, I'm helping people. They see you, what you have done, what you've been able to accomplish. They see that the products are working, how helpful you are, your friend that just reached out to you from high school. Like, I just want you to know you're absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of you. And the fact that you got 3,000 volume with $100 of product credits and team leader last month, like, you should be so proud. I cannot wait to celebrate with you with our elite retreat next month. You're amazing. Now, for the sake of time, we're going to run into Jeniifer here super quick. Jeniifer, are you there? Maybe? I bet. Are you muted, Jeniifer?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hello, Jeniifer. All right. So I'm super pumped, you guys. This is Jeniifer. She's a team leader, Platinum 2. She just got 7,000 volume in just customer points. Okay, she got $200 in product credits coming to her. She's getting paid 34% off of all of those orders. She is a nurse. I believe you're in, like, the NICU, right? Like, I know you work with babies.
Labor and delivery. Labor and delivery.
Okay, labor and delivery. Yes. She works full freaking time. Sometimes she works all night, and then she's up and she does her business during her day. She's a complete and total rock star. She talks really fast, just like me, so I love it. I'm super excited for you guys to meet Jeniifer. Jeniifer, can you please share with us your story, how you found Modere?
Yes, I'll try to make this really quick, too. I do talk fast, so I'll try. Hopefully you can catch what I'm saying here. But first of all, thank you so much for having me today, because it's an honor. I never would have thought when I started this that I'd actually be on one of these Saturday team calls. Like, this is huge for me, because, like, listening, being one that sits and listens on most of them when I can, I'm like, how cool is this that they asked me to be on this? Like, this is an honor. So thank you for that to start. And luckily for you guys, I'll have to make this quick. So I could talk forever about my story and how Modere has changed my life. But I guess I'll just kind of start with a story. But I kind of started off with a really bad battle with COVID, like so many of us have. I was hospitalized for 9 days, and I was off of work and trying to recover for about 4 weeks, and then never really fully recovered. I was a really active person. I always worked out, loved going to the gym, just always have stayed really active. And I kind of worked out and stayed active and did all the things so I could eat what I wanted, because I love to eat. I'm a snacker. I love my sweets. I love all that stuff. So it's always kept me kind of balanced. But COVID hit me, and I was getting older. I'm 52 now, and it hit me hard. And I found myself where I didn't have problems with blood pressure and cholesterol and all those things. After COVID, I had high blood pressure. My cholesterol was high. My lipid panel was high. What else? I had a huge amount of inflammation. I felt horrible, tons of joint pain. My liver function tests were, like, off the charts. And I came to a come to Jesus moment, like, I need to take control over here. I tried all, like, things on my own to try to help get healthy and stuff. And so, of course, I went to that rabbit hole that so many of us have done, stayed up till 3 a.m. scrolling, trying to find out the answers. And eventually I was lucky enough to come across Ashley, and she kind of became a part of my daily life. She doesn't know this, but we often showered together, got ready together, ate breakfast together, like, did all the things, and she would say the same things, like, over and over and over again. So one thing just to kind of bring to mind is that being repetitive with the things that you think that you're, like, saying the same thing over and over again, it makes a huge difference, because I think that we need to hear things over and over again, actually put it into fruition and actually do the things sometimes. So that's kind of where it all started. And after months and months of doing the things that she had mentioned to do, like the protein and the water, the steps, like doing all those things, I would do all those things, and things were getting better. I was feeling better. Weight was coming off super slow. But then I see her taking a big old scoop of chocolate sauce. And I was like, oh, like, what am she's doing? Then after like paying more attention and going back, like Annette had said, kind of stalking her and like going through stuff, I'm figuring out like there's these products and there's a system and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, being a mom, at the time I had one kid in college and one in high school. They're both in college now. But at the time, you know, as a mom, you don't spend money on yourself often, you know, like you're the last person that you want to spend money on and invest in. So I kind of put things off. I didn't want to spend the money. Then finally, after months of still being miserable and not getting the results I was really wanting, it was definitely getting better, but it just wasn't everything. My husband for Mother's Day is like, you know, you've been talking about this system for how long? Why don't you just let me buy it for you for Mother's Day? Well, it was like my opportunity, right? Because I didn't want to do it for myself, but since he was offering, I'm like, well, you know what? Absolutely. So he did, and it was like the best gift ever, and it was the best money ever invested, I swear. I told myself I would give it 3 months. I gave it 3 months, and for me, like some people have like really quick results. For me, it took a little bit longer, but it was coming off, and I was feeling better and better. And then Modere would always have like a special, a promotion or something that would be like, buy this and you'll get this free. And so I would get it, and I'm like, oh my God, like I love this too. Like this is helping me too. And so I eventually, like collagen I was totally sold. My joint pain started going away. I started feeling better, and like I was doing all the things, but until I really introduced the products and stuff, that's when I really started noticing a difference. And so I kind of like, I was like, if this really works for me, I don't want to like gatekeep this. Like I want to share it with people. So at one point, at many points, I think throughout my whole journey, Ashley had mentioned about the business side. And so I'm a nurse. It's what I've done for 26 years. And who was I to think I was going to be a businesswoman or do anything like that? Like this wasn't on the top of my mind. But at the same time, I love health and wellness. I love the thought of things being clean, healthy, and doable for people to do. And I was going to do this anyway. I was going to recommend people to do what I did because it was helping me. So finally, after losing 37 pounds at the time and 27 inches, I went ahead and decided I'm going to do this. Why not? Because I was like, I need to make money to support my habit. My habit of Modere products. So that's kind of where it started. That was my intention, is just to do that and still work my normal job or whatever, and just do that to kind of support that. So it just became so much more. I realized, like, just sharing things, how much I can help people in this manner, which is totally different than my normal, day-night job. I work nights, so it's really night for me. But I was able to do it in addition to, because I actually work PRN, so I can work as much or as little as I want, but I've always tried to work full-time hours, but I get called off a lot. So when we don't have a lot of mamas having babies and stuff, I sit at home, wait on a call to see if they need me. So sometimes I'll get a call like at 3 a.m., so what do you do when you slept all day? So this is something very easy to integrate into my daily routine, and not like really have to make a whole lot of changes as far as for my real job, So my hope is, and I hate to ever say that that's my real job, and this isn't, because it's become so much more, and I really do see so much growth. The company is so amazing. Like, they give you everything that you need to be successful. I am not a techie person. I'm a slow learner, but everyone is so patient. My gosh, Ashley is so patient. John Melton is so patient. Like, everybody, they give you all the tools you need to be successful with this business. And I don't know. I cannot stress more about how confident I feel with the possibilities that are out there. Like, I don't know. It helps people. I know that sometimes it's hard because our friends and family don't always want to hear about all of these things all the time. But it's so hard because, like, all the time conversations are about health and wellness. Like, I want to lose weight. I want to, I'm feeling so achy. So it's so hard to, like, bite your tongue. But I think the key is, though, I think, is like showing up, and staying positive about it. And eventually they come around because they realize that you really do mean that this works. That's really, and so people do, like, they're listening, even when you don't think they're listening. They're listening. And eventually most people will come around because they want the help, but they're not buying it yet. They're not buying your story yet, but eventually I think they know that your intentions are good and, what you're saying is true. So, yeah, I think keeping your intentions pure is like huge in the whole process.
Yeah, and being a product of the product, because people are watching you. They're like, is it really working? Does Jeniifer really feel better? Like, by the way, Jeniifer is super ripped. Like, I did not know this until I met her in Las Vegas, and she loves the sculpt. I'm like, holy cow, you're like a fitness model. So, so she's definitely a product of the product.
I do. No, you know what? I really do. I tell you, I do work out less now than I ever have, and I do think that the products have helped me so much with that. And the people don't believe me. It's just like I love doing the business part of it. So I've got to figure out the balance for sure, because I do love going to the gym. I love being active and doing that kind of thing. But where you said you could do as little or as much as you want, it's really hard when you get the fever and you see how successful people can be at this business to stop at just a little, because I want to go a lot at this point now.
Right.
And I think that I'm not alone. Like Annette, I think, feels the same way. And it sounds like exactly, I know Annette pretty well now, so I can say that, but it sounds like Shannon, the same thing. I think I feel like myself now than I ever have, and I'm 52 years old. I feel like I'm able to actually really make a difference in a different way and be able to make a paycheck too. I mean, to think I'm seeing my bank account grow, like I didn't expect that, and the possibilities are endless with this company. So.
Yes, I love it. Can you give us what is your top tip? Like for someone who's like, they're coming in, they're new, they're getting started, because I know you've been there, like you've had all the questions, we've had all the everything, we've gone through it all. Like what is your top tip to help someone be successful in this business?
I think staying consistent, showing up every day, exactly what you say, all the uplines I'll say, like just staying really consistent and know that people are still watching. I mean, for me, I watched for how many months before I decided to become a customer and actually become a believer and then pass it on, So like people are still watching. I mean, people like Annette said, like there's some people from high school that have all of a sudden just come out of the woodwork and they know me. They know I'm not someone who's going to, like sell them on something that doesn't work or anything like that. Like I feel just being genuine and being your unique self and having conversations with people. Like that's my problem. I could talk forever to people about this. So when I get roped into a conversation, I'm like, whoa, but I love it. So that part to me comes really easy, but it's nice to be able to just talk to people and find out like what their goals are so that you can really pinpoint, because there's so many places you can go with health and wellness and Modere, like where to go. So just talking to people, having conversations, showing up. And just keeping your intentions pure,
I love that. Jeniifer. You are absolutely amazing. Congratulations and crushing Platinum freaking 2 and team leader.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yes, you're amazing. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining this call. You guys, we hope that this was super helpful for you. Like, follow the systems. What I learned, follow the systems, be consistent, use your products, have your conversations, because all business is conversations. Those who have the most conversations wins. And show up. Be consistent using your products. You literally never know who's watching you, even in the shower, while they're in the shower. Okay. You guys are awesome. I hope this was super helpful. I hope you guys go and crush your VIP boards, grow your VIP list. I forgot to mention, you can take those people and put them in messenger chats. And, connect with them there and then drop all the information like, hey, I'm going live. Come see, the giveaways. Hey, the promotions have dropped. Here's all the info, keeping people in chats and letting them know that they can mute it so they don't get annoyed and delete when someone accidentally butt calls, because it happens. That's a great way to do it for free if you don't have project broadcasts and stuff to keep your people connected with your VIP list. But you guys are amazing. Go crush your business. We hope this was really helpful, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.